Have you ever noticed that some NFL teams hold all the power in contract negotiations until they find a truly elite quarterback? Then suddenly, everything changes. The front office stops setting the rules, deadlines become suggestions, and the biggest question isn't how much should we pay him, it's can we afford to lose him?
Down the middle of the field.
Here's a second down and 3. Jackson takes it himself. Look at him turn back and forth. Oh! He broke his ankles. Now he's got an entourage. And he's got a touchdown.
That's exactly where the Baltimore Ravens find themselves with Lamar Jackson. He's not just their quarterback. He's their identity, their biggest weapon, and the engine behind their Super Bowl hopes. So why does Lamar hold all the power? Is it because of his MVP trophies, his highlight reel plays, or is it something much bigger than that? By the end of this video, you'll understand why the Ravens may have no choice but to give Lamar exactly what he wants.
He's the most important person in the entire franchise. You don't want your franchise quarterback going into the last year of his contract. It's always about your head coach and quarterback. Now, do I think it's going to impact Lamar? No, I think Lamar is a professional, and he has a way about him that it doesn't seem to impact him. But everybody else is going to say, what's going on with your quarterback? What's going on with his contract?
Lamar Jackson has spent his entire career proving people wrong. Before he even entered the NFL, critics insisted he should switch positions because they didn't believe he could succeed as a quarterback. Instead, he became one of the most electrifying players the league has ever seen. He won multiple MVP awards, shattered rushing records for quarterbacks, and turned Baltimore into a perennial playoff team. Every time people predicted his style of play would fade, Lamar found another way to evolve. He didn't just survive in the NFL, he forced the league to adapt to him. That brings us to the biggest reason Lamar holds all the leverage. The Ravens simply don't have a replacement. Finding a franchise quarterback is one of the hardest things in sports. Finding another Lamar Jackson, that's nearly impossible. His combination of speed, vision, arm talent, and football IQ is unlike anyone else in the league. Baltimore's offense isn't designed for an average quarterback. It's built specifically around Lamar's unique abilities. Replace him with someone else, and suddenly half the playbook goes into the trash. Think about it this way. Buying a sports car and replacing the engine with a lawnmower might technically work, but you're probably not winning any races. That's basically what replacing Lamar would look like. Another reason Lamar controls the conversation is the quarterback market. Every year, another star quarterback signs a record-breaking contract, and suddenly the price of elite quarterbacks goes even higher. Teams may not like it, but that's how the NFL works. If you have a franchise quarterback, you pay him. Waiting rarely saves money. In fact, it usually costs even more because the market keeps rising. For Baltimore, delaying an extension doesn't magically make Lamar cheaper. If he keeps playing at an MVP level, his value only increases. That's a scary thought for the Ravens front office because every spectacular season adds another reason for Lamar to ask for more. Then there's the simple fact that Lamar doesn't negotiate from a position of fear. Earlier in his career, he shocked the NFL by representing himself instead of hiring a traditional agent. Many analysts believed that would hurt him during negotiations. Instead, he landed one of the richest contracts in league history. Whether people agreed with his strategy or not, Lamar proved one thing: he isn't afraid to bet on himself. That confidence changes everything. Most players feel pressure to sign quickly. Lamar has shown he's willing to wait until the deal makes sense. Patience is one of the strongest weapons any negotiator can have, and Lamar knows it. Of course, there are still critics. Every time Lamar loses a playoff game, the same argument returns. Can he win the big one? It's a fair question because quarterbacks are judged by championships. But here's the problem with that argument. If Baltimore truly believed Lamar couldn't lead them to a Super Bowl, why would they keep building the entire franchise around him? The answer is simple. They do believe in him. The Ravens understand something fans often forget. Winning a Super Bowl is incredibly difficult, even with a great quarterback. But trying to win one without an elite quarterback is even harder. Just ask the dozens of teams that spend every offseason desperately searching for one. Baltimore already has theirs. Lamar also changes games in ways statistics can't fully explain. Defensive coordinators spend entire weeks preparing for him because he forces them to defend every inch of the field. One broken tackle can become a 50-yard touchdown. One missed assignment can turn into a game-changing scramble. Even when Lamar doesn't touch the football, defenders have to account for him on every single play. That's the kind of impact you can't easily replace. And let's not forget what Lamar means to the locker room. His teammates believe in him, coaches trust him, fans fill the stadium to watch him. He's become the face of the Ravens organization. Losing a player like that isn't just about replacing production. It's about replacing leadership, excitement, and confidence. Those things don't appear overnight. Could Baltimore refuse to give Lamar another massive contract? Technically, yes. Should they? That's a completely different question. Because if Lamar ever reached the open market, nearly every quarterback-needy team in the NFL would line up to make an offer. Franchise quarterbacks don't become available very often, especially ones with MVP trophies already sitting on their resume. The Ravens know that. They also know another team would gladly pay for the opportunity to build an offense around him. That's why the leverage belongs to Lamar. Not because he's demanding it, not because he's threatening anyone, but because players like him almost never exist. The NFL is filled with good quarterbacks. It's filled with talented quarterbacks, but truly game-changing quarterbacks, those are incredibly rare. Lamar isn't just another starter. He's a player who changes defensive game plans before the opening kickoff. And that's exactly why Baltimore can't afford to lose him. At the end of the day, this negotiation isn't really about dollars. It's about value. The Ravens know what life looks like with Lamar Jackson under center. They're contenders every single season. They know what life could look like without him too, and that's a future no organization wants to experience. So when the next contract headlines appear, don't ask whether Lamar is worth another huge payday. Ask yourself a different question. What's the price of losing a quarterback you can't replace? Because in today's NFL, that's the only number that really matters. And until someone proves they can do what Lamar Jackson does every Sunday, they'll continue to hold all the power.